Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy TNL, and today the video we have for y'all is called "Why Pressure Makes Diamonds." Pressure is not the enemy; it is naturally the reason diamonds exist. Without pressure, you're just a piece of coal chilling in the dark, essentially. But with some added heat, you know what I'm saying, with some weight, boom, you're a diamond. Most of us want life to be easy, but the necessary truth is easy does not change you and who you are. Pressure is what forces most of us to sharpen our skills and unlock our true potential in life. So you really to just sit there and think about it. You know, you seen a highlight reel of somebody sitting on the couch, stress-free, you know. All the best moments in life, you know, they happen under pressure. Let's break down why pressure is actually your best friend, you know, and why you shouldn't shy away from it. How to use it and stop cracking under it, because you really want to shine because of it. Pressure is like turning on a flashlight. It shows exactly where you're at. In games, you find out who's clutch and who's panicking when there's a 1v3 left, you know, and life is necessarily the same. You got to realize it's not that much different. Pressure exposes if you've been slacking, if your habits are weak, if your mindset is shaky, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's feedback. It's like a skill check moment. You know, you either pass the vibe check, you know what I'm saying, or you see where you need to level up and get better. The first time you go through pressure, it really feels brutal. You know, like your heart's racing, you're overthinking. You're like, oh man, I really just want to quit. I do not think I can do this. You know, one more and I think that's it for me. Your tolerance for stress. Sorry. But every time you survive it, you get a little tougher. Your tolerance for stress seems to go up. You know, that job interview that made your hands sweat a little bit, next time it feels a little bit more normal, you know, like you don't feel as nervous. Think of it like weightlifting. Pressure is the barbell. If you avoid lifting it, you're gonna stay weak, and there's not a negotiable with that. If you keep lifting it, your mental and your physical muscles will grow. And that's the truth. It's the forced repetition that you do that makes it get better and better with time as it goes on. Pressure forces you to lock in, and that's a term that you probably hear a lot nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Lock in. But pressure is one of those things that gets you there. You know, when you got a deadline and you feeling a little sweaty, like, you know what I'm saying, that things are coming to an end, supposedly, it forces you to reach another state and become such of a better version of yourself that you can just excel and, you know, do whatever you're doing with great haste and great attention. You know, anybody can shoot free throws in practice, you know, but to hit two with the game on the line, like, that's a different type of work ethic. It's a different type of grind. I feel like it's the same with life, you know. The presentation at work, the exam you studied for, the time you had to speak up when it mattered, those moments sharpen your skills more than 1,000 easy reps ever could. And let that sit with you for a second. Pressure really does to also make you creative. You know, like when you're under pressure, your brain switches into problem solving mode and you start to see things a little bit differently. You know, suddenly you're coming up with solutions that you didn't even know you had in you. And this is a real thing, I promise. Ever notice how you do your best work right before a deadline? That's because the pressure is unlocking a higher gear in your mind, you know, in that frontal cortex. But I'm not saying you should procrastinate on purpose. That's like crazy. But that high level of focus is what shows to you what you're capable of, you know. Most people see pressure as punishment, and that's the total wrong way to go about it, 100%. But you know what I'm saying, pressure usually means that you're doing something that matters in your life, you know. Nobody feels pressure while sitting at home watching Netflix. That's just the truth, you know, unless it's like a horror, you know, it could be different. But pressure usually shows up whenever your stakes are high, you know, whenever you're interviewing for a better job, you know, just a better opportunity in general. When you're going for something new, when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, it means that you're in the arena, you're playing the game. And that's where growth happens. How to handle pressure. Okay, so, you know, how can I stop folding under pressure? You know, let's say somebody asks you to go out somewhere, you know, you instantly say yes. You don't even think about it. You don't even think twice. You got to go to your grandpappy's funeral and you're not even stopping to think about it. You just said yes to go in to play mini golf. How do you stop folding though? What you want to do first is you want to breathe. Just calm down. You don't have to answer everything immediately. Take your time and relax. Shrink the problem. Okay, so you have something that you have to do. Okay, you've thought of that. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta focus on that next step, not the whole mountain of issues that you might have in your way. Trust your prep. You know, you're saying you've been grinding. Rely, you know what I'm saying, on what you already know and what you can do. And this doesn't have to go towards a funeral. This could be for anything. I'm just kind of giving you, you know, kind of things. And flip the script, you know. Say this is not a challenge. This is not a threat. So this could be going towards, let's say it's a test you have to take. It's not a challenge. It's not a threat. Just take your time and you can realistically discover and do anything you necessarily want to do. You have to, this is going to be a really big one. In life, there is two things. There's comfort and there's discomfort. And when you are trying to reach different types of levels in your life and you're trying to really carve out the future that you want for yourself, you have to learn to embrace the discomfort in your life, which I've learned over recently a lot more in my life. But it's something that you carry around your entire life. You know, it's something you really can't run away from. Here's a secret. You can't really run from pressure and grow at the same time. The people who leveled up are the ones that step into the uncomfortable positions, you know, on purpose. And that's what sets them out from everybody else. You know, it makes them a whole nother different beast, a whole nother different animal. You have to apply for that job that scares you. You know, you have to apply for that school that scares you. You have to sit down and you have to take that test that scares you. Say yes to the opportunity that feels way too big for you to even be in the room. Like that will cause immense change in your life. And it may feel really uncomfortable at first. You may not think that you even deserve to be in that spot or be anywhere near there at all, which is perfectly fine because it's a normal premise that we have in our head that we don't think these things at first. But once you get into the room, once you get to doing these things, you become a whole different beast, a whole different animal. You know, once you do it enough times and you become well seasoned, well fashioned with it, you should just take the shot when the spotlight is beaming on you. You know, you can't just fold necessarily. Pressure doesn't go away. You just get better at handling it. But what I really want to stretch out to you is, you know what I'm saying, pressure is not here to break you. It's here to build you. You know, every moment that you've had to go through, every tough moment, it's shaping you into being somebody that's stronger, that's way more sharp, that's way more capable, and just way more able to handle things, you know, the hard things that come in life, because there will be hard days. There's not going to be easy days every day. Next time life puts you under pressure, though, don't tap out. Lock in. Focus up and take it day by day, you know, second by second, you know. Don't rush, because this is the moment that's turning you into the diamond that you necessarily want to be. But yeah, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to TNL. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers. But yeah, we turn pressure into power over here. And if you want to keep expanding your knowledge on certain topics, that's what I'm here for. So, yeah. I've always felt pressure in my life to succeed. It's just me. I have a mom and a dad. They're not together. I've lived mainly with my mom and my sister from time to time. And I feel like I've always, as the only guy necessarily in the house at times, I feel like there's always been a sort of pressure that's been on me that I've had to rise above in certain situations to try to be the man in the house and bring for a better life for my family. You know, you have to be better in certain situations when there's a lack of things. So I push that towards y'all. And I want y'all to just take this and take what I'm saying and apply it. Be better, because you never know who you have to be better for. You always want to be better for people around you, but you also want to be better for yourself. But yeah, that's the video for today. Thank y'all, and have a good one, okay?